One, baby.
That will
never doubted. Yes.
Space Punies gets himself finally
Always get that challenge.
a League Night Challenge point. Congratulations. Well done. You know who to bring in. Woo. Let's see how that pays off for him. Porsche Doppelkopplungsgetriebe. Porsche Doppelkopplungsgetriebe. Look at that! Look at that!
Drama.
Now things get complicated because first there was a refurbishment where they replaced the convertible deck lid cylinder, left rear window motor, door lock cylinders, door open switches, relays, power retractable antenna, weather stripping, and the seller notes that there was a tear on the soft top. Did he really say, I thought you were AI? My ears are trained to pick that up through the static.
That is not the way.
That's not where the course goes. Where are you going? What? But then they refurbished it, where they replaced the central steering link, dual master cylinder, proportioning valves, brake booster and check valve, front brake pads, real brake hose, cylinders, shoes, and hardware. The first ever multi-page cheat sheet on the trailer, and that was until they refurbished it.
We want to give people a flowing experience after the sawing back and forth of the wheel in Feature Race #1.
Do not overcook that turn right there. That's a full breakdown.
There they go. We're learning a lot about this track.
Everyone has a minor disaster trying to get back into it, where they replaced the headlamp and dimmer switches, turn signal and flash relays, ignition cylinder and key, door panels, teak wood veneer, carpets, trunk liners, and that was where it finally sat. Until they refurbished it, where they replaced the alternator and battery, distributor vacuum, advance, fan clutch, air filter.
Oh my God, not all four of us. Come on.
Little bit of contact.
They're close enough. They couldn't get to the draft.
Double wide.
It's the tightest on Laguna Seca I have ever seen 4 cars drive ever. Oh, he puts his nose in it. And he's cleared. I agree with every word you just said, which is why this is so fucking awful. $55,000 for the Continental convertible. For a Continental convertible that is not any longer the same Continental convertible. And maybe so, on to Feature Race 2. You guys want to set up, and I will talk about what we're doing. Ooh, is that what we're doing? Hold on a second. What have I done? Yep, all right, well. Duffy looking for the room to get this pass in, but eats the barrier. Tonight on Tonight We Race. We race! Or do something that looks very much like it on camera.
They just drove right through each other.
Well, the beauty of the open qualifier is that in the pits, no one actually has any physical representation, which helps out with this situation.
I mean, black flags already in qualifier.
It wouldn't be a cold open on Tonight We Race if there wasn't a black flag before the race began. What is good in pod racing? Let's follow Space Punies around in his qualifier here. The very practical, very sensible Volkswagen Jetta TDI here on the track. Looking at that from the rear, I'd go to lunch in that car. I'd go to a business meeting.
Maybe not with the roll bars.
No, well, it depends on the meeting, I suppose. See, Goals is back in the pit here. Goals, did you have to serve the tension?
I had to do something. You know, they were waving the flag in my face.
They, of course, only need to turn in one real lap here in the qualifier before they go back and the real pain begins. I always get nervous when Pod 2 is in fact car 402. Unless someone's messed with it, all the cars are numbered in the 400 series.
Does that make me 404?
That does. You are the not found pod. See that Mr. Goat has come back in. That's a he's on the board in the vast sea of AI. He was doing 23 ones in practice. He turned in a 24-1 in qualifier, which again, with only one lap to speak of, that's probably not bad, all things considered. That is in fact Ted in the third position there for the actual race. That's concerning if we're going to have a real human at the front of this AI mess. Whoa! Who was that?
Right to left.
And what did they want?
Gotta go right now to the pits. Right now.
The tailgate party is starting early. All right, checkered flags all around. Oh dear. Oh God! Wow. We're going to call that abbreviated physics. All right, bring him in. Taking a look at the Pod 2 camera here where we've got the numbers up here. Looks like Dr. Gould qualified in their fourth, followed by Ted, a.k.a. BlueFlag. It's time to grid in for the real race, folks. None of which matters because, of course, on the Tonight We Race cold open race, nothing matters.
Oh.
It's like, what is real? What does matter?
Wow, I like the way they say they expect us to be fighting for the podium. That's a bold move.
I kind of think I should have made this a parade lap.
Aren't there two of them?
We should. How?
Yeah. I have to clutch it. There's no clutch. Oh, wow, that's really gonna be really mad if I black flag myself on attempting to put the clutch in a car that doesn't have a clutch.
Clutch is a state of mind.
Yeah, no, we're good because it's a long start. So dead jump start.
Oh, I did do a rolling start. I don't recall doing that.
It's working.
Oh, God. Did I do a rolling start in the feature races?
Oh no.
I have not looked at the settings.
What is going on down there?
Wow. You see,
They would really like you to catch the number 39 car, sir.
during a rolling start, cars typically roll forward.
I think this might be a problem for everybody who's supposed to stay behind that car.
I am reminded of a GT4 race in Season 1 where I believe it was Conan got knocked like 15 places behind and managed to catch up before the race actually started.
Nice.
Ah, there he is. He's behind the number 8 car. Nothing bad has happened. Nothing bad has happened to anyone. And they're off. Green flag, green flag, green flag. Kind of. Oh, goodness. The number 12 car there with some creative line keeping. Goals diving into the inside. He seems to be one of the few drivers here that uses his brakes in this oval.
Oh, they got flipped.
He picked up quite a few positions there. This is...
I don't think he's done yet.
No. So as a reminder, everybody was laying down 23, low 23s in practice and qualifier.
I'm coming for you.
31, obviously, after a contentious lap. That's not the end of the world. We'll come back to goals. I think Mr. Goat has high drama right now. He's hanging to the inside of the pack there. Given the amount of rubbing that is tolerated in iRacing oval races, especially where we have most of the penalties turned off, staying to the inside seems to be an optimal strategy here. Mr. Goat now turning in 23.8.
What is going on?
Conan turning in a 23.5, which is close to his qualifier or his practice pace.
Wait, is it all humans? Is this a block of 4 real human beings?
So that's 43, not 403.
Yeah, 43 is Tom.
Yeah, that's Knox. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, let's go. Lead us home, Ted.
That's if I have one commentary on watching from the practice there, it's Conan pushes wide through that entry.
And doesn't believe in braking.
Well, that's a separate problem. They may be related. We haven't checked in on Space Punies in a while. How's he doing here? Is that am I seeing a fifth position there? Right behind Conan.
The humans are remembering how to race together.
And then Tom and then Ted. We can't check Tom and Ted's positions specifically, so we can't see who's up in front of them. And we're not running a spec pod tonight, and that's okay. All of a sudden, it kind of looks like they care about their lap times. What happened? Ooh. Little bump and grind from 38.
Robin's racing. There's contact 0.
Cuts to the inside to avoid what was surely going to be a clusterfuck. Heavy application of the brake. Manages to salvage that.
That's right. I'm in first stage now.
He may be correct. Oh, dear. Oh, God.
Well, if you keep pushing him forward.
Just keep going. Just go. Just go. We got this.
Disastrous. 11 minutes on the clock.
You know, the diesel's clean, but the driving ain't.
How long you been sitting on that one?
Like 10 seconds.
All right. Much like these guys, Shote leads his good material for later. All right. What do we got here? Mr. Goat has been ejected back to 12th due to reasons. Space Punies holding position 2. Goals holding position 4. Conan now down in position 8. So this is the party. This is the party right here. And am I reading this correctly? Is he just off pace from 2 seconds off of Dr. Gould? And all he has to do to actually win this thing is avoid drama.
You truly paid for those actions. I cannot believe I made it through that.
Somehow Conan is in third?
The problem here is I want to watch Space Punies win, but it's so boring. The party's back here. I'm sorry, man. I need you to be less good at what you do. Oh, shit. Okay. Deftly dodged.
Oh my god.
He's coming inside number 33 there, Greg Hill, but that's not who he's... Jesus. It's not who he's looking for right now. About 9 minutes 30 left on the clock. Big old pack up here in Goals Land.
Who's currently in second and first?
Space Punies in second. I want to say Dr. Gould in first, but I haven't checked in lately. Oh, loose cones. Somebody get the Zamboni.
Serious aggro from oh look, it's Dave.
Space Punies swimming and swimming, trying to get his way back up to that one position. Little wide, saves the throttle for the end. That's what you want. He's putting in 23.3 in race conditions, which is pretty great. Looks like Mr. Goat's now back up to 5 after a couple of disasters.
Avoiding a couple disasters.
Deftly avoiding a couple of disasters. Conan back to position 3 and now on the hunt for Space Punies. Hanging out right behind Angela, the director of sales for iRacing, or at least her artificial intelligence iteration. He's got about, let's call it 8 minutes, 30 seconds to hunt down number 1 and make it happen. You know, the Jetta TDI Cup was not made for oval racing, but...
What? Really?
I'm going to be honest. It's not a bad car for oval racing, if I'm being honest. The real challenge here is realizing that it is a front-wheel drive vehicle, and you can do one of two things with it. You can turn, or you can accelerate. And if you try to do too much of both at the same time, you're going to lose the fronts, which is kind of problematic on an oval. Not that it's great, you know, anywhere else.
But an oval?
But an oval. Which basically means if you accelerate out too early, you're going to go wide into the exit, and wide in the exit, exactly where you don't want to go. Hey, good evening, Cars and Coffees. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We are having a grand old time here in the cold open. We have harnessed the breathtaking clean diesel power of the TDI Cup to do our cold open here tonight. It is, needless to say, not what our drivers were expecting. However, it is a fine palate cleanser for what is coming up. What am I looking at here? 6 minutes? 6 minutes 15 left on this one. Little bit of traffic in Space Punies Land. Let's go
That's
check.
not traffic, that's a parking lot.
I was actually I was watching one of Cars and Coffee's broadcasts earlier in the week. Please don't quote me on this. I want to say it was Tuesday. But on Bathurst, which you may recall we raced in the interseasonal period as a 3-hour enduro, and swear to God, that is a bad course to have parking lots on. Just like coming up through the pinball chutes, and there's a GT4 sideways or a GT3 sideways, or in our case, a GTP sideways, and just absolute worst. What is going on out there? Look away for 2 seconds.
We did not put speed bumps on this course, and yet...
Trying to have a fine conversation with our friends here, and you all... What's going on? Race control, can we have a spatula, please? Oh, God. Goals with an excellent hands up, brakes on, hands up response to crashing, which is how you survive high force wheels.
Wow, this is a literal, all the cars just stopped.
Oh my God.
What the hell? Nobody's going anymore. No.
They saved, cut the
They
course.
say you cut the course. Wasn't supposed to be a demo, Dirty Amico, but that's just kind of how it happened. Oh God! Pick a direction. Ooh. Jesus. How you doing, buddy? You okay back there?
Still in second.
Guy's a machine. He's weaponized lack of drama.
I'm in the top 10 now. How the hell did that happen?
Oh my goodness. It's not what I want. We don't want us in here. We want to go sneak a spy on Conan's screen here. He's the one that's generous enough with the timer for us. We're looking at about 3 minutes for the race that counts for no points whatsoever.
Yes.
Ah, looks like Mr. Goat is being chased.
He's a lap down. I'm not even worried.
You should be worried about it. I'm about to give you a reason to be worried about me being back.
A little bit of minor drama. I just realized this whole time that we did not have the Discord audio turned up, so you can't hear these clowns talking to each other. Can you please recreate the drama in precise detail from the last 45 seconds? Thank you.
Knowles is slow and will never catch me.
I'm starting to feel like I should pit maneuver this guy in front of me.
I can't sign off on that, man. I'm not. That's for the insurance companies to figure out.
Oh, that was crispy.
I straightened you back out.
Ooh. Conan in position 4.
Jettas are very safe.
The Jettas are very safe.
Yeah, but did you tighten down the child seat?
I miss my Jetta.
I mean, why have a roll cage if you're not going to roll?
I will say that the Jetta 4 was the car of the aughts, and I was happy to participate.
I love my Jetta.
Little 1.8 turbo transverse, little 5-speed manual,
Definitely.
just slightly off red.
You'll be very good at the left-hand turns.
Before the
slightly
era
more
of patenting
tired.
every red color.
What you doing up there, buddy?
I don't really
You know what, Alan? I think that's the one
I
race
realized
I
I
would
forgot to
win.
downshift as I
The
came to that
Costco
corner.
parking lot race.
Oh my God. There is not a Costco parking lot within 100 miles of here that I want to have a race in. For shopping or for other.
But I would win.
Doesn't matter when you go to Soto
the hell was
Costco,
that?
you're hosed. North entry, south entry,
One car
early,
just
late.
stopped on the straight.
You were going to get into a knife fight with some SUV.
It's funny watching the AI. Like, there are times when there's just too many of them in one area, and they just all collectively stop. They just, like, freak out.
1 minute left on the cold open. This is the moment when heroes are born or die. What do we have left? That's a 3, that's a 2. We're going to zoom back in on Space Beauties.
Ironically, this is the AI racing kind of at their best.
Yeah, they're doing great. Kinda.
They seem less aggressive than during practice. I never have the heart to remind anyone that we always set up the AIs when we run at 25%.
Oof.
I just passed you.
I appreciate if you'd keep that sort of thing to yourself.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't want to tell you. Ooh, oh, ooh. Just inches off of a protest.
Okay, this is America. We all know protests don't do anything.
Just straight out there with some Friday night energy on Wednesday.
Hey, Michael.
A little direct action in you.
Finally, last lap. Jeez.
Getting a white flag on the Space Beauties display. We are almost at a close
I
for
give up.
this cold open.
And I will.
They say you cut the course.
Okay, now is when everybody needs to bust out that NASCAR wall ride technique.
All the way around.
You mean the turn
Robin's
valuable speed into heat
Robin's
technique?
racing,
Let's
Cole.
go! Oh, it's not going to work in these. These are deals.
Man, too many laps.
Strangely enough, did not make up
Give me
5
that.
places with that strategy.
He didn't bump you. He didn't hit you. He rubbed you.
All right, I ended up on the podium.
Hey, Slackware, if you can hear me, he does have the correct Discord roles. He should be able to get into the ops channel just fine.
That was a little bit like
Do
sodomy.
let me know if that's not true.
Wasn't it?
Wow. Okay, what the fuck is going on Pod 3? Did you yeet him over the wall?
Oh, I've passed 3 cars in the lap.
My God. Well, that brings us to the end of the cold open race, and we are not actually even going to bother looking at the results because at the end of that, I'm sorry. Hold on. Did you win, Mr. Goat? Okay.
Turns out nobody actually knows if we won.
Fair, yeah.
I know I got 30.
Sound and fury signifying
Oh,
nothing.
you
We've
wouldn't
got a
really
show to
win
put
in
on. Let's
races
put the
like
show
I
on.
beat Ted.
God. Welcome to Tonight We Race, Seattle's secret underground racing laboratory. At least that's what we tell ourselves when we work up the script each week. I'm not sure what that was, quite frankly. My co-host, Shote, welcome.
Hello.
We are on episode 3 of the 4-episode season this month, and we've got a whole bunch of great racing in store for you, as also a bunch of filler for time so that we can make the program 2 hours long. Let's just go dive right into all the fun stuff by doing this, and let's go put us down there, and let's talk about having right access to the deck. There we go. What you just saw was the VW Jetta TDI Cup, which is a delightful little vehicle that is approximately 70% stock parts from Volkswagen that they then go and bolt another 30% on from the parts bin of other cars, not necessarily even inside Volkswagen's native house, and then they build custom mountings and brackets and other whatnot. It is a small 4-cylinder turbo diesel direct injected engine. I want to say 1.4 liters, but I don't have the notes up, and that's probably not right. It's probably a 2-liter. Point being, 400 foot-pounds of torque, just shy, at about 2,500 RPMs and a maximum of just under 200 horsepower. So obviously not the longest, fastest car in a straight line, but as I believe Conan put it, if you want to pull Goals put it, if you want to pull a stump out with it, it's probably the car for you. And we took our Jetta TDIs to the Thompson Speedway.
Yes. It's round. It has asphalt. It goes like that.
That guy just ate missing.
I feel like...
Yeah.
Did we not do course notes tonight?
I mean, we did, but I mean, really,
there's some history here. There's some history here.
Is there, though?
It is an old track up in the northeast of Connecticut. It went through a bunch of ownership changes. It is like, if you are into oval racing in the northeast United States, it is kind of hallowed ground.
True. And, I mean, to be fair, it is the oldest of the tracks that we're going to race today, from the 40s, actually. So it does have some history, not just round.
And I do believe there is also a dirt configuration for it, which you are not going to see tonight. Let's do the news real quick. And the news tonight is actually meta news, because I went to all of our traditional news sources tonight and was absolutely unsatisfied with everything I saw including Fuel Arc News, which is our most recent news provider, and they spent the last 8 articles bagging on Tesla.
Ooh.
Which, don't get me wrong, I applaud anyone bagging on Tesla in general and the Cybertruck in specific, but you can't really make programming out of just bagging on the Cybertruck repeatedly. So instead, I did a little walk down memory lane, and I went over to Jalopnik, and I discovered, amongst other things, that I should turn off Discord audio. I discovered that I forgot I used to go to Autoblog like 5 times a day, every day, and then they shut Autoblog down last year because it's actually getting extremely difficult to do independent journalism in America. I'm like, well, fuck. They shut down Autoblog last year. What is actually still parked at Autoblog's website? And the answer is Autoblog. However, the article content on Autoblog is slightly different than when it was a primary news source. These are super bright flashlights for only $14 versus Walmart's standard 44 rechargeable
You know,
price.
at least the picture has a 4-wheeled vehicle in it.
That is true. Numerous 4-wheel vehicles on it if you count the carts. And while I was trying to figure out what to do with that information, I got modaled with an advertisement for Sweetwater.
I mean, obviously we need better equipment.
Right, when they do know what we do here, and so the ad was at least relevant. But then I kept scrolling and got ads for $50 handheld vacuums for just $19, a $260 pressure washer for $87, and indeed a double dose of cordless leaf blowers and a metal tool chest for just $139. They have recycled the corpse of Autoblog as an advertising platform, and this was one of the best rags like in the entire biz, and it is literally just pushing ads constantly. I was really pissed off, and so I then went to Reddit, and at Reddit automobiles, the first thing up was an advertisement for how to avoid taxes on your expensive import, which will be relevant to our later conversations because, as you know, when we do bring a trailer, inevitably we come over a number of cars. It's like, oh yeah, it's driving around in New Jersey with a clean New Jersey title, registered in Montana. You're like,
wait, what?
Why the fuck do they register the car in Montana? And it's because of advertisements like this. It's one giant tax.
$1 Montana.
So I decided to say, okay, well, let's go check out what's happening at the Formula One esports news. When I realized that the Formula One esports news has not been updated since May of 2024. Like, the entirety of the zeitgeist around Formula One esports just died. And this is F1's actual, like, internal sim racing site. It's really weird what's going on there right now. And I decided at the end of the day, the state of the news in America right now is extremely tenuous, and y'all should not look away. Moving on.
It's okay. Jeff Bezos said that they just want to report on personal freedom.
Yes, Jeff Bezos, my hero. Let's talk about the drivers for tonight. In Pod 1, fresh out of his Ferrari experience, is Mr. Goat, who I do believe turned in our best qualifying and practice laps through the cold open race there. Pod 2, Space Punies, the smoothest driver since Marlboro Menthal's goals, and Conan rounding out pods 3 and 4, the Moto Buddies. It's true story. Everyone shows up to my place to do this show in their motorcycle transport vans at some point or another. It always weirds me out why white panel vans are showing up to my place. Let's talk about the standings for the league tonight. Coming into the feature races for tonight's racing, we have, wait a minute, this isn't the correct slide at all. Oh, God, this is the blank slide. I apologize. This is entirely wrong. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what's going on. BlueFlag is in a commanding lead of the league by 45 points. However, there are only 4 points separating positions 2 through 5. Goals being on top of that here, one of our local drivers, Conan also in contention, and then 2 of our remotes. And so literally anything can happen tonight in either of the feature races, and we're really, really looking forward to seeing how they do in said races. So let's talk about what we're doing tonight, and it is, of course, the fabulous Super Formula SF23, which is the car that underlies the entirety of Season 2 on Tonight We Race. It is effectively slotted between a Formula 1 and a Formula 2 car in terms of its overall performance, and that is borne out in our lap times as we drive. Like many cars in this caliber, there are no electronic nannies for our drivers, and so they will need to be managing their own brake pressure, their own throttle pressure, and dealing with the aerodynamics that God gave them when they set up the car. And we take the Super Formula for our first feature race to
Okayama.
Tell me all about it.
It's in Japan.
Thank God.
And it has asphalt.
I feel like...
And in around... No. Look, it goes in a circle. Everything goes in a circle.
I'm detecting a theme.
Yeah. So, actually built in the 90s, hosted a bunch of Formula stuff in the past, obviously. Tier 2 on the FIA scale of, quality track.
My understanding is that you can't just go here and race, because this is not a public racetrack. This is actually a country club that has been presented as a racetrack.
Well, that's the confusing part, because that was originally in the 90s built for rich people to go race their fancy stuff. But I think it's been, like, a corporation owns it. So, I mean, maybe it's still private, but less
All I
exclusive?
know is that if you want to drive in Japan, you can have Ferrari fly your FXX over, bring a trailer out. They will drop it off in the pits for you with a crew of 12 people, and you can drive your FXX, and they will shove it back into the trailer and fly it off to wherever they keep them in between your driving sessions. Then you can go about your week.
Great. Anyway, so there's 13 turns on this thing.
13 turns. The thing I like most about Okayama is the fact that it has kind of like it's a ring in one direction, a clockwise ring. And then you immediately shift into a smaller counterclockwise ring. No, wait, is that right? No, it's vice versa. Big counterclockwise ring, then small clockwise ring, and that one's much worse.
Round.
Right.
Round.
Thank you.
Yes.
And that should bring us right about to qualifier time. So, Conan, you want to advance the session?
Well, I suppose.
Conan on Pod 4 typing in the secret sigils into iRacing to bring us to qualifying land, and then parking his car into a wall. Once again, this one is for points. There are no AI drivers, and we are looking at BlueFlag, Goals, and Conan, but also Space Punies and a bunch of our remotes. I'm gonna go grab the proper standings deck while we're setting up here. Not sure how I screwed that up. Yes, we do all solo qualifying for the feature races.
I say qualify. I really what I mean is just spread some more gravel on the track.
Well, you're only putting it on the track for you.
Nope.
Yeah, that's not how that works.
There we go. There's our season scorecard. BlueFlag at 45 points.
Seriously?
Goals at 31.
Even in qualifying.
Dr. Gould at 30. And Space Punies and Conan both tied at 27. Notably, Space Punies did that with the assistance of 2 challenge points, Conan with only 1. That is, of course, one of the advantages of being a local driver on Tonight We Race is you have the opportunity to score 1 challenge point per night in the local studio. We recognize that's unfair, but much like many other things, the unfairness is built directly into the governing document.
Tire warmer.
Tire warmers are on the road map, don't worry.
My proximity detector says there's someone near me.
That's Paul Walker watching over you.
Paul Walker only watches over V10s. Don't be unrealistic.
Looks like we're starting that qualifying lap now.
Yep, they're into their hot laps. Of the 2 tracks that we're doing tonight, Okayama is arguably the most formula appropriate for a number of reasons. One of which is it is actually in Japan, and this is the Super Formula series. But also, it was designed with these speeds in mind, and I do believe we have SF19 times on this track.
SF19 times.
So that's the former iteration of the. Oh God, why are we on white lights tonight? I'm all sorts of discombobulated. Let's get all twitchy in here. There we go. What have we done on the Super Formula 19, which is the prior iteration of this car?
We're looking at 115s.
115s.
Which, interestingly, is only 1 second behind Formula 1.
They're not slow cars.
Yeah, Schumacher being the one getting the lap record there.
Was it really Schumacher?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it was
man.
1994.
Come on, man. Too soon. It's been 30 years. I'm going to be honest. I did stop paying attention to Formula One after the Schumacher accident, as I believe many of us did.
On the grid with whatever the hell that was, a 118-1.
I kind of skipped the Alonso era.
Isn't it still that era?
Derek.
I suppose so.
Go eat a dick.
Yeah, yes, Derek. This is Vanu lighting here. So how did we do here? What? Oh, look at that. So what did we say was?
Oh, actually 115.3. No, 115.2.
So Dr. Gould is actually 0.6 seconds about off the actual real life SF19 record on this track, which granted the SF23 is a faster car, but not by
the
much.
last turn.
This is going to be interesting and spicy. And now we will determine the most spicy place to watch the standing start from, which I'm just going to say is the goals position.
Yeah, that is fast. Yeah.
Some of our drivers have run off to the green room for a quick liquid refresher.
I think in practice,
I still got to get the green room camera up. We've got a tripod and everything up in there. I'm just loath to run HDMI that far.
So yeah, I did a few laps in practice.
I guess I could get fiber HDMI.
Yeah.
Practice.
That's a thing that humans do now.
By providing a race start camera angle from all the way at the back of the grid.
Yes, we call that drama cam.
I thought we were going into these cold, friends. I only say because I'm too lazy to practice.
I have to go in cold. This is why when I was hosting these, we didn't release what the track was until the night of.
Yeah, I do kind of prefer it that way. I like the surprise. Cause,
yeah.
I mean, not that I lament anyone practice.
Conan, is the session actually advanced, or is it? Are we waiting for?
Right. I want to have fun. Not that it's.
You don't want to do like an hour of practice every night, like we did a couple of.
There
seasons.
we go.
Yeah, that was the wrong move.
This is unfortunately, in my opinion, the most annoying part of running sessions here.
For this one, because I didn't get my 500 laps of practice.
Someday iRacing will give us proper race
we
management
only
software.
had like one custom website that allowed us to do data logging deconstruction of our best.
I forgot about that.
All right, here we go. Feature race 1.
Go being like, I don't know, throw them together.
From the drama position.
Don't go on the red, remember.
Nope,
Unless you're awesome.
That's here. All right.
Oh, everybody's here. Okay, ready to go.
And they're off.
You guys not want to start the race?
That could have been disastrous, but he pulled that back out. Mr. Goat now with a commanding and breathtaking view of the pack ahead. We already have a little spice coming into the S there. Obviously, the drivers have been practicing this all week, but it's worth a reminder that you have infinite brakes above 100 miles an hour, and then you lose them rapidly.
Just don't expect me to be consistent, is what I'm trying to say. No! Sorry! Oh, no!
Ooh, super. Oh, God!
He's dead.
I'm really sorry that collected you, too. Are you upside down?
Had some minor casualties.
Back in the pit for upside down, I'm getting towed. That sucks.
Buddy, I am so sorry. And around it came.
Didn't anticipate that braking zone.
Right, Mike?
Where does that put us? I think that puts us right here. That's pause 6.
All right, I think there'll still be a race for you, Todd.
Can we? Can they clear your time penalty or something in the race control?
No.
You can at least go.
Well, I'm getting towed for a minute and a half.
I didn't know if they could clear that.
No, unfortunately.
Are we having a technical issue back there?
Oh no, there was an incident where somebody got picked up and flipped and then towed.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It'll auto-towed me. I didn't even press anything.
Some
you
real
were, like,
speed
upside
coming through
down
here on
and
Mr.
all
Goat.
Wheels off your car, yeah. I think what happened there is you got iRacing, because in an instance where that happens to one of the cars, the other car shouldn't keep driving. You know, it should be like.
Yeah, he got flipped somehow.
Mr. Goat, 10 seconds on his own pace here. Obviously makes sense in the first couple of laps.
It doesn't reset you on your wheels like anything it won't do.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was just that perfect.
Very smooth through here, using all the track, cutting in, kissing the apex. You got to be careful to unsettle these guys because of the downforce caused by their ground effect. So you don't want to ride too high up on the curbs.
Forward to actually racing.
Through the gravel. Spicy marbles. My least favorite switchback through there. And then a compound right into the straight.
Classic Conan lap.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I need to stay flat out.
Very
on this
nice.
Or else.
Very nice and
It
smooth.
doesn't go that way.
Yeah.
That's going to give him 11 seconds off his prior. Space Puny's now passed by Mr. Goat.
Not often, but occasionally.
Did he just fucking recover a...
No, that wasn't me. I don't know what happened.
Kinda.
I have never seen anyone recover a Super Formula 23 oversteer at that slip angle.
Mike, buddy, you got pace.
Of course, now he has to drive.
Silent assassin over here.
C stay off calm.
What we got going on here?
He's got nothing nice to say.
Conan in position 2, behind only Dr. Gould. And it's looks like he's maybe 4 seconds off. Yeah, 4.3 seconds off that. Just a hint of oversteer coming out of there, but he backs off of it. You can see that right in the throttle graph. Dr. Gould all the way on the other side of the straight already at 170 miles an hour. Conan turns in a 117. We are now getting down to the serious business.
Sorry, I didn't know which way you were gonna go.
I also didn't know which way I was going.
There has been an event. Goals turns in a 116.8, which is absolutely nothing to sneeze at here. What was our quality record? 115.
115.
Jesus.
Rewind, boys.
Do you remember when Forza Motorsport came out with the rewind feature and it was like the end of the fucking world?
Oh, I do miss that.
Oh, we do not call that a safe re-entry. It's an open cockpit. You can throw a molly at him. They say you cut the track.
I thought for sure I'd be able to go up the middle there with that off track.
Despite all the amazing technology we have these days, I do feel that the greatest racing game ever written is Grand Theft Auto 5.
I think I have to agree.
For, if only for the reason that you can almost take it semi-seriously because the driving model is at least internally consistent, and you can carry sticky bombs and Molotov cocktails with you while you do it.
Yeah.
And then the armored Kuruma came out, and all the rules changed.
They still explode.
Eventually.
Eventually.
I miss GTA 5 nights. Those were good times. It was a different world. It was a very different world.
Do you think they have D-Box support?
For GTA 5? No,
blam,
but
blam, blam.
I was looking up whether they had D-Box support for Elite Dangerous tonight because the new stuff they're doing in ED with colonization and building out your own star systems is kind of what we always wanted for the entire history of that game, and they just never really got around to it. And now I'm like, but I've got this thing going on I have to do. There's just not enough time. I suppose I should quit my day job. That was a joke. Right.
Oh my God! Stop spinning! Holy shit!
We've been yapping to ourselves for a bit here. Let's go around the pods.
We just had like a two-corner section.
Mr. Goat
with a
not
rear end
terribly
was
far
never once
behind
in line with the car.
pods 3 and 2 goals in Space Punies respectively. Doing very well for himself here. Space Punies himself 7 seconds off of BlueFlag, Ted Carter. He's not going to be in eyesight here because of the speeds involved, but we take the word for it. Goal's about 6 seconds off of Space Punies.
Ted, I need you to slow down for about 13 seconds.
And Space Punies
Roger that. One
also
spin
hunting
coming up.
BlueFlag. Oh, we already talked. We are
Probably
already
the
talked.
carbon
And
using
Conan.
the
There we
bright
go.
fuel.
Gray.
Conan
and
up
Tame.
front,
Yeah,
hunting
right,
Dr.
Joe's job.
Gould at 6 seconds.
Okay.
They are relatively spread out. We're running the
Exactly.
the Race Labs
I am 5
map
seconds
overlay
off of
this
John.
season. And again, shout out to the really awesome people over at Race Lab for figuring out the commercial usage stuff with us. I don't personally use it during the drive, but being able to see the positions spread out here while we don't have a spectator pod up is just so freaking useful to me. Someone's going to have to tell Conan he needs to drive faster.
I'm going to take that fastest lap from you right now.
Seeing a 1:16.8 here. Oh, that looks like a 1:16.3. Am I reading that right? That's quick. It is verified. 1:17.1 and 1:17.7.
Pretty close from everybody.
Everyone's within a second of each other, which is just amazing to see on a track this fast and a car this powerful. Zoom, zoom, says the Mazda. Although Mazda obviously does not make engines for the SF23. And why not, I wonder? Why are there not more rotary engine race cars? That's the question I have for the field today. Maybe chat knows. Chat, why do we not have rotary engine race cars? I feel like Mazda had a thing with that in the 90s and it just went away.
My buddy has one right now.
A rotary engine
that's
race car?
fun.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
rotary
No,
race
you were
car.
having that conversation. Yeah.
He's building it on his YouTube channel.
You should give us the URL for that YouTube channel so that we can shout it out, because I would absolutely shout out someone building a freaking rotary engine race car.
Bummer, man.
Rad Conventional YouTube. Eric's a great guy.
Why is he not in the secret underground racing laboratory? That's what I want to know.
Putting a fiber line in the shop.
Yeah,
With
that's
us after that.
That's fair. Mr. Goat graciously giving
Who
us
followed
his
that
voice
shit
and
line?
concentration and not putting it on his race car, so we're going to leave him alone.
I can do everything.
A good guess is me.
Space Puny's still hunting Ted Carter. That's BlueFlag. Goal's now hunting Michael Carr.
With
That's Slapper.
overtake.
Oh, no!
Man, Derek, that
Now
is
pop the
such
wheel
a
back
fast
on.
lap.
And no one will notice.
Mr. Break.
We just witnessed comedy lap, I guess.
Oh boy, sorry about that, Tom.
Oh, this race is over for me. Very over.
Never say it's over, man. Shit happens.
This track is fucking hard.
Well, we can start a gravel yard in turn 3.
We've already started a gravel yard in turn 3, 6, 7, and 8.
Well, I see it flipped over.
Just repaving it.
Everything but. I mean, Tom, we're racing now.
Yeah, Tom, you drew
Through
the
the huge
short
debris
straw
field
man.
on the
ways that
tail
could've gone.
of Knox, Tom. But what he actually needs is 10 seconds to catch up to Dr. Gould, who I believe was in the second position in the standings, approximately 14 points behind BlueFlag. Depending on how Ted finishes in Feature Race 1, he could eat into about a third of that tonight.
I don't know if I have enough tear-offs.
Unless
for all
disaster
the
happens.
dust from
Oh
all the
yeah,
gravel.
Terras. Thank you.
I don't think we're going to see the lead swap tonight, but I think we're going to see second, third, fourth, fifth settle out very effectively.
definitely will keep it interesting.
Literally, like every corner I'm reaching for the tear off button. There's so much dirt on the track.
Every straight, yeah.
I don't think they actually modeled tear-offs or limited amount of tear-offs.
Actually, I don't know how tear-offs work in Formula One. Like, are they actually like, are you fucking up your aerodynamic flow to get your hand up there and your hand off the wheel? How does that work?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do it like dirt bikers.
Just put your
like,
visor
take it
up,
off
it's
in the
fine.
air.
You've got that little halo bar there to protect you.
Ted, slow down.
Imagine 170 mile an hour gnat in your teeth.
It's there.
Aren't you in a Formula One car, like your arms are actually like strapped in? Like I don't think you can reach your visor.
No, they're
rear
on.
arm restraints?
They do not. No.
Okay.
I'm just imagining how dry
Like
my
the-
eyes
like
would
the-
be
the
at
car is
100 and
so-
whatever.
Like if you
Without a
want,
visor.
Like, where
Bad
their
enough in a
knuckles
Miata
turn
at
the wheel,
35.
there's a little cutout for their knuckles fit like around the pairings. It's like developed that tight.
Silence descends on the field with approximately 6 minutes 30 left on the clock. It is still Dr. Gould's race. Conan about 10 seconds off pace. But compressing that rapidly, I think that's just because of where he is on the track. Oh, wait, no.
I was waiting for that to happen.
There's been a compression up ahead. That would be Conan with his eyes on the prize. Entering the straight, overtake, kicked on his first use of overtake in the evening, 160. He's going to hit a $169 before braking. Keeps it under control through the marble field. Dying in the marbles of your enemy is a pretty rough way to go, all things considered. Dr. Gould tied up in Tom's slipstream there. He's probably going to have a challenge looking for an overtake. And as much as I'd love to check in on everybody, this is where the party is right now.
Pulling it in now below 3. Oh, never mind.
He's got about 40 seconds left on overtake before it goes into mandatory cooldown, and then he's going to have a 100-second cooldown before he can use it again, which means he will get a chance to pop it again. I think... Ooh. That was almost lights out, but he recovers
Anybody
it.
else feel like the tires are going off?
Oh my god, yeah.
Dude, I was just like, man, I'm sliding everywhere all of a sudden.
4 minutes left on the
Jesus.
clock, and our drivers are concerned about the health of their rubber.
Damn, Tom.
I'm just not. I'm not seeing third gear anymore. I'm just leaving it in fourth. Like you get plenty of drive. It's not impacting my lap times, but the car's way safer here.
That wiggle cost him about a second. Dr. Gould's still
probably
about a
didn't hear Tom.
second,
He got a 15-1.
second behind
I saw
Tom.
that.
He's not in
15-2.
contention there.
So fast.
But I think Dr. Gould also just pulled a 115.6.
I wish I could check in. Oh, excellent move through there. That is how you got to do that. A little wide through the follow-up. Three minutes 30 to make that up. I wasn't going to say anything.
Back on the overtake.
He is back on the juice. It's now at 5 seconds to make up, back down to 4. Turns in a 1:15.479.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Derek, I'll let you buy this next straight.
Okay.
I'm a neutral party in all this mess, but I want him to catch him. I want to see this overtake.
Yeah. I'm not in the race anyway. But I did get that lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, you proved it.
Dr. Gould finally gets around his minor impediment there. Sorry, Tom. Unfortunately, now Conan has the same problem to solve with 2 minutes 20.
Dang, Ricardo, that
and
shit.
Dr. Gould extending pace out there beyond it, so we're going to zoom out for a moment.
So you're saying this is your last race?
No. But I did come from the
unfortunate.
You're gonna race sprint cars now?
Tom, you're not gonna finish last.
Yellow flag up.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. So what happened there is I didn't realize Derek was there, so I moved out of the way to let you by, and then I thought you went by, but it was Derek, and then I rejoined in front of you.
With 1 minute 45 left on the clock, Conan
okay. You can have that spot.
is on the trail of Dr. Gould with 5 seconds. He is out of overtake juice. He is running out of tires.
I will take the back of the grid where I fucking belong.
And he doesn't have visual.
You can go faster than that through there, Conan.
Yeah, I'm so soft on the throttle through there because I'm worried about the spin at this point.
Excellent move on the brakes there, coming off it when the grip dies. Such a fun car to drive into fast corners. 45 seconds with 5 to make up. I think we know how that goes.
That was not how I wanted that corner to go.
That's what happens when we look away.
Sorry,
man,
Tom.
these tires.
Oh my God, 1 lap to go.
1 more lap to win, he tells me.
White flag on Conan's pod.
Well, yeah, at least after all that, I'll still get second place.
Yeah, Tom, you're in first place in your class,
It
bud.
is theoretically possible for Dr. Gould to fuck this up here in the next lap. It's just not really his MO when there isn't traffic. I think both the local and remote drivers fear him as the fastest driver, but he is just the absolute worst fucking luck in traffic on this show.
Oh, why, no?
Lamentations from Pod 1.
Oh, get out of the ball! Oh, no.
Not like this.
Very nice, Tom.
Thank you.
And that's going to be a checkered flag coming up for Dr. Gould.
Oh, man.
You see him over there by the
Very nice
line.
Finally.
Derek.
Finally. Jesus.
And Conan following
That was
through.
a hot boy lap.
Across the line. What a race.
What a race.
The last 10 minutes
Precise
of that
spin
were
in the
pretty
final
riveting.
corner. One last
Oh my
giant
God.
middle finger from this car and this racetrack to me.
One last humiliation.
It's like if
We will, of course, tabulate the scores and the positions after the end of the show, but I can tell you right now that some things are going to change by the time we walk into the beginning of Feature Race 2.
Points.
Well done, everyone.
Even though, you know, in a right world, we would have been fighting for positions.
We're going to follow...
Yeah, sorry that happened, but
We're going to follow Mr. Goat
It's all
here
good.
through his final lap.
Out of control
He
at that
drew the
point.
short straw
yeah,
on
it just
the
did
time
what these
difference
cars
on the
do,
lap
and
count.
it's just fun, and there she goes.
No, you're not in last... Oh.
It just sucks that I landed upside down.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
I
when
don't know
you're
why
older.
that, why that had to happen. Yeah. Like my attack wasn't even that bad. I just touched the wall and then I was back.
Well done,
Like,
everyone.
oh, it wasn't that bad.
Well
And you were
done.
upside down somehow.
All right, let's get everybody out of here because it is time to do our little teaser between Feature Race 1 and 2 tonight. Also happens to be my favorite segment. Let's move to the Bring a Trailer Challenge, which for those of you who are not familiar, and Mr. Goat, you can just stay right there because I'm reasonably certain you're next. Where our drivers, in addition to recovering their arm stamina and having a beverage, can make an attempt to guess which one of 2 recent Bring a Trailer auctions went for more money. And you've now done this for yourself once here in the studio, so you're familiar with the form factor. How was your drive?
Last to third.
That was a big sprint.
To 6th.
Which is not bad.
Not bad. Not last. That's always my goal here on Tonight We Race.
Is not be last?
Not last.
Not only have you accomplished your goal, that may make a dent in your league standing as well.
I think I'll be right in the middle.
Let me get the clipboard.
I've come to love this game.
So, you're a man of taste. You're a man of discretion. You've got certain appreciations for high quality goods.
That's true.
And you've been nice enough to share that with us. And so I figured you got a really bum deal in episode 1 where you couldn't be here in person to fight for yourself.
Fair.
So I'd like to give you something that caters to your particular needs.
Oh, great.
So tonight, what I need you to tell me about is either this 6-piece Ferrari Testarossa luggage set by Shidoni.
Yes.
Or this 1988 Ferrari Testarossa. Would you like to hear about the goods?
I think that would be helpful.
Great. Let's talk about the luggage. This is a 6-piece luggage set produced by Shidoni of Modena for use in the Ferrari Testarossa. It comprises a folded garment bag, 2 large soft-sided suitcases, a trio of hard case bags. They are constructed in brown leather, feature brass hardware, brown stitching, and beige interior linings. Each bag is debossed with the Prancing Horse logo and the Testarossa script. It was acquired by the seller in 2024, offered at no reserve in North Salem, New York. What is it about New York? With luggage tags, padlocks, keys, key wallets, and storage bags. And I'm going to be nice here. Because you can't see the additional photos, but I took a look at everything because I'm actually told I did research before we did this, and there's actually a great degree of quality difference in these bags depending on when they were made and what the interior was lined with.
Oh, okay.
These are lined with the stuff that goes flaky with age, and so it's all crumbled and gnarly on the inside of there.
Thank you.
If that matters to you. The Testarossa, on the other hand. First registered in Florida, spent time in several states before relocating to Canada in 2007. Obviously, the 5-liter flat 12 paired with a 5-speed manual transaxle, finished in Nero over beige Connolly leather upholstery. It's got a 2B exhaust system. It's got a limited slip at the back, 18-inch 5-spoke alloy wheels, pop-up headlights, air conditioner, power windows, Eclipse stereo, and a gated shifter, which we all love here.
Yes.
First acquired by the seller in 21, who then reacquired it in 24, and then subsequently replaced the timing belts, spark plugs, water pump, fuel filter, camshaft plugs, drive belts. It is offered in Canada with a Carfax report and a British Columbia registration.
All right.
And I don't think I really need to tell you a whole bunch else about the Testarossa because I suspect you know all about it.
They're great cars.
At the factory, 380 horses, 354 foot-pounds of torque, which in 1988 was the literal end of the fucking world. They did not make faster cars.
That was it.
And now all you need to do here in front of God and man is tell me which of these items went for more money.
I mean, it seems silly that the luggage that fits bespoke in the back of the car could be worth more than the car itself, right?
Yes, as a premise, that seems pretty ridiculous.
But then again, it is Ferrari, and anything with that prancing horse embossed on it is usually quite... I'm going to go with the luggage.
You're going to go with the luggage?
I'm going to go with the luggage.
We've got some...
I just feel like this has to be a trick question.
CJW states that if this were Porsche, it would be the luggage, and I have seen that hard case luggage, and I agree with you. I agree with you completely.
I feel like it has to be the luggage.
All right, well, let's see if you were right. is not the luggage.
You tricked me.
It's a fucking Testarossa. How is this a trick? It's not a trick.
You even mentioned it was rotten on the inside. Oh, how embarrassing.
I don't think it's embarrassing at all. I think that this
psyched me out.
This highlights the difficulty of this format.
It is. It is.
So I have seen like 30 different sets of this luggage in the last 24 hours. It's like, hold on, is 10,000 a lot for this? Is 10,000 not a lot for this? Turns out 10,000 is actually kind of a lot for this.
Okay.
But like that is a fully functional Testarossa, and as we've seen on previous Bring a Trailer challenges in season 1, a set of wheels for the Testarossa can go for more than 10 grand. It's rarefied air.
It's crazy.
No challenge point for you tonight.
I'll take that loss.
But that's okay because you did this one on your own terms.
I did.
In your own element.
I mean, 10 times.
We'll do driving shoes next time.
Thank you. Oh,
all
right.
right.
I got that.
Bring me.
Bring you.
Whoa, what did I do? Hold on. Don't do that. Bring me Space Punies. I am surrounded by buttons and all of them wrong. Space Punies, how you doing?
Oh, man. The second half of that was fun once I learned it. But my arms hurt after that, and they're going to hurt even more with the Roval.
I am continually stunned by your ability to avoid trouble. It's just, it's telepathic. Blows my mind every time.
I kept my drama in the 20s. That's what I said. Ain't got time for that anymore.
You've also had some history with the segment.
Yes.
We're not going to fuck with you. However, I will let you know that...
That sounds like you're fucking with me.
In the last 7 days...
Okay.
8 G-Wagons.
I did my homework.
Oh, you looked up all the G-Wagons?
No, I kept full ignorance.
Okay, good. All right. Here's what we got tonight. You're going to enjoy this.
Okay.
A... 89 Sierra RS Cosworth.
The old, oh man, is that like the Getaway in Stockholm?
Yep.
Yes.
This is a left-hand drive model. We'll get into that in a second. Or
weird.
A 240Z.
Shucks.
Would you like to hear about the cars?
Yes.
All right. So the Cosworth has 88,000 kilometers.
Okay.
On the Odo. That's about 55,000 miles.
Which country?
Holland.
Okay.
Comes from Holland following a reported history in Italy. It was previously sold on Bring a Trailer in 21 and then listed again in 21 and subsequently acquired by this seller. It's white over gray cloth interior. That is obviously the turbocharged 2-liter inline-4 with a 5-speed manual. It is on 15-inch alloy wheels. It has 4-wheel independent suspension, disc brakes, Recaro buckets, power front windows, and is currently offered with its original manufacturer's literature and a clean Texas title.
Oh. Were those Recaros stock?
I actually don't know, but it's only the front buckets. So I'm guessing the buckets got replaced and then it's whatever, the bench in the rear or whatever. They've got a little bit more detail on the buckets. It's gray cloth covers on bolstered Recaro front buckets. What else we got here? 7K RPM tack. 1,000 miles on the current owner. There is a permanently open warning light in the driver video, which you don't get to see here. At the factory, this made 200 horsepower and 200 foot-pounds, which on a car that small and that light...
From 89.
Yeah, pretty amazing. This one does not have a catalytic converter, which might be problematic depending on what you do with it. And the Texas title lists that the VIN certification has been waived.
Oh.
The Z. Flip my magic clipboard here.
Get a little sugar scoop.
This is said to have been campaigned as a rally car before it was stored for 30 years, and the seller got it in 2021. What? It was then refurbed, which was a complete disassembly, stripping to bare metal, repainting it in blue, as well as overboring and rebuilding the 2.4-liter inline-6. It's got a Bluetooth-capable head unit. It's got round-top carburetors, 4-speed manual. It's got some other weird stuff added to it, like a Mishimoto aluminum radiator, Pertronics distributor. It's got 3.2 headers, custom exhaust system, lightweight flywheel, replacement clutch assembly, replacement cylinders. It's offered with a refurb summary, photos documenting the work, and a clean California title in the seller's name. This was a 160-mile-an-hour Speedo. It's got a tack from the 280Z, which is obviously not stock, analog clock and meter gauges for coolant, oil temperature, and pressure. It's got a 5-digit Odo with 74,000 miles on it, 100 of which were added by the seller. The engine has been overbored by 0.020 inches.
.02. Okay.
So not huge. And then a couple random replacements like the oil pan gasket, and then the oil was changed in 2025. And
that oil.
Now all you have to do is tell me which one of these two cars went for more money.
I don't like actually choosing between these two cars would be so difficult because I'd want both separately.
They're both amazing examples of what was available in that era.
Am I right? Like, am I remembering that correctly? Like, the Cosworth was the original like getaway in Stockholm car from like the late 90s. Yeah. I remember watching those videos after downloading them off of like LimeWire.
Ford did some amazing things in a rally in that era, which is not this car, but like the DNA's in there.
If you had perfect versions of both, I think I would want the Cosworth, but between these two specific examples, I think the Datsun's going to be more expensive just based off of all that resto work.
Sarah agrees with you. She wants the Datsun to win.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you have to make the call.
Datsun.
The call is the Z, and the answer is
the
Z by $750.
Wow. Okay.
Well done. And that's going to be a challenge point for you.
Yeah.
And that's going to be material to tonight's outcome.
I really need those because I'm not fast.
Yeah, but you crossed the finish line in one piece, and that's kind of important.
Yeah, true.
You know what you can do for me? Bring me goals.
Goals. You got it. You squirt your little body into this chair.
Going to need an adult because apparently I didn't bring any tonight. Gross.
If you say it like that, I'm gonna want to not be here anymore.
How you doing?
Good.
How was your race?
Yes.
I concur. Would you like to use your brain momentarily?
Sometimes it's a good time, sometimes it's a good time with an asterisk, and this one was a good time with an asterisk.
I'm glad he got that right. I didn't even tell him about the engine block stamping. All right, here's what I have for you tonight. I've been giving you a lot of, like, hypercars.
Yeah.
This is not a hypercar.
Okay, I'm into it.
This Euro 1962 Volkswagen Beetle. We're having a very Volkswagen season, apparently. Or this 1974 Volkswagen Beetle. With minor modifications, which I will tell you all about.
No, that's like a swimming noodle on the...
Yeah, it's got a pool noodle.
I thought that was...
For safety.
Yeah, for flotation.
So it doesn't drown. The left-hand bug, that's 5,000 kilometers on it, about 3,000 miles, which the seller acknowledges is bullshit because it's a 5-digit odometer and they don't actually know how many times it's been rolled over. This is a Euro...
car or the odometer?
Yeah, really good. This is a Euro market example. It was sold in Belgium in 1962. It was spending time in a private collection until it was imported into the U.S. in 2024. It's a 1.2-liter air-cooled flat 4 paired with the 4-speed manual, which actually means that this is just a pre-Formula V. It's a Formula V without the bodywork.
It's a pre-Formula V.
It's a pre-Formula V. Yeah. It's got all the internals that it needs to have.
Incredible. And we know those are pretty damn fast.
They're pretty damn fast. Someone has put a Blaupunkt Emden radio in it. It's got a keyed battery cutoffs, which is amazing. Fluted headlight lenses, amber turn signals, blade bumper overriders, and it is offered with its historical documents, a roll of tools, which I think I know what that means, and a clean California title in the seller's name. Black, which is color L41, dual tone, 15-inch steel wheels, Goodyear tires. The Blaupunkt Emden radio is actually original, and it's got its control knobs and everything. Wow. November 86. The reason that they think that the Odo reading is false is because there was a Belgian newspaper clipping from 1986 that notes that this car had 95,000 kilometers on it, which is kind of hilarious.
Amazing.
The other bug. No, you can't see that. Pretend you didn't see that because I didn't do that. Bump. This is fun. This Beetle was modified in the style of a Baja Bug under the previous ownership circa 1989. Acquired by the current owner in 2023, it's got wide chrome 15-inch wheels, 33-inch tires. In addition to its wheel spacers, plastic and polycarbonate fender extensions, rear mud flaps, front bull ring, and roof-mounted horns.
Yeah, roof-mounted horns. I was just noticing
I
those.
did not see the roof-mounted horns until exactly this moment.
Honestly, they needed to do a better job with this photograph because there's too much going on in the background. It's making it hard to really enjoy the car.
1.6-liter air-cooled flat 4 equipped with the Cadron-style dual carburetor kit paired with a 4-speed manual transaxle. So this, too, is also a Formula V, minus the bodywork having been done. Offered in Canada with a spare steel wheel and an Ontario registration. Graham calls out that the horns should be golden, and I agree. Other interesting things are the fixed back bucket seats, blue and black seat covers, Dragon Slayer safety equipment, rear window, and safety nets. Racing harnesses from Crow Enterprises. 100-mile-an-hour speedo. I don't believe that for a second.
That's very optimistic.
And the engine was rebuilt in 2023, but not in anticipation of being turned into a Formula V, which is disappointing. And now you need to tell me which one of these two bugs is worth more money.
Incredible. Well, I wish I could in good conscience tell you I didn't see which bug is worth more money. But I did.
But that's okay. That's okay, because none of this matters.
Okay. I really like the heart wanted it to be the Baja bug here, because it's way stupider. But as soon as you went on with how, I'm going to use the word legitimate, and that's maybe wrong, the 62 is. It's still got its documentation. It's still got its like radio and everything. I think I would have gone with
that. Is a legit 62 Beetle, and that is a 74 wild. With a pool noodle in its nose.
Yeah, exactly, right. Well, and I know like Beetles, they're not that expensive, or they can be not that expensive, but that's one of the expensive ones.
Let's find out how expensive it is. It's a $29,000 Beetle versus a $5,000 Beetle.
But we know which one's cooler.
Well, so actually, no.
We're not going to say which one is, but we know.
On Tonight We Race, the only value that a Volkswagen Beetle has is how many dollars it takes to turn it into a Formula V.
Into a Formula V, yeah.
And I would argue that turning the 62 Beetle into a V is probably a less spend.
Yeah.
29 grand for a drivable coffin. I mean, that's in this economy, that's not terribly far off. Goals, operator, error, but you still get a challenge point.
We'll
Congratulations.
We'll take it. Thank you. I need it where I'm at.
And what I need.
Who do you need?
Conan.
You got a Conan coming in.
It's the first time that's happened. I'm disappointed.
A 102's too fast. You're in a different split.
You need to get out of the race car first.
All right.
There we go. Conan, welcome. How was your race?
It was good.
How's your practice on the Roval?
I honestly really love the Roval. I love it mostly for the fact that we're all going to run into each other terribly the moment that it tightens up, and that's half the fun.
We pay for drama.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'm going to give you a warning.
Oh boy.
Before we open this one up, because after reading through them both 3 times, I felt it was appropriate. One of these vehicles has a value of 2.5x the other one.
Oh.
Are you ready?
Yes, let's see.
First, this 63 Chevy Corvette split window 327-300 4-speed.
Classic.
Or this 66 Chevy Corvette Coupe 427 390 4-speed.
Okay.
2.5x. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
The 63 is a split window, which is very difficult to see from this photo, but it means that there is it's almost like a Targa. It's got a metal strake down the back, and that is actually 2 rear windows. It's powered by a 327 cubic inch L75 V8 linked to a 4-speed manual transmission with positraction. The transmission was disassembled and cleaned in 24. It's finished in silver over red vinyl. Further equipment includes 3-eared spinner-style hubcaps, which is, I'm told, pretty rare. It was previously sold on Bring a Trailer in August of 23. This is a C2 vet, which is, of course, I believe the first with independent suspension, but don't quote me on that. It is available with its NCRS shipping data report, removed parts, and a Washington state title. It is local.
Yeah.
Bucket seats upholstered in red vinyl. Delco AM radio has said to have been repaired. I don't know why they wouldn't verify that, though. Door locks were overhauled in 24. 160-mile-an-hour speedo, tack that goes up to 5,300. All the normal gauges. Odo reads 52K. However, the total mileage is unknown. Factory 4-barrel carb, rated at 300 horsepower in 1963. 300 horsepower on a vet. Was rebuilt in 2010 and wears replacement valve covers. Oil pan resealed in 24. 4-speed manual. We talked about pause traction. Transmission was reassembled in 24 as well. And beyond that, there you go. It's a clean vet. It carries a Washington State title in duplicate notation and an antique brand. The 66 vet underwent a multi-year refurbishment that concluded in 2024. That's a 427 cubic inch L36 V8, rebuilt and bored to 0.030 inch over. Body was refinished then in silver pearl. M21 4-speed manual transmission was then resealed. Equipment includes domed hood, replacement 15-inch turbine-style aluminum wheels, BF Goodrich white letter tires, 4-wheel disc brakes, cabin heater, AM/FM radio, chrome bumpers, retractable headlights. The car was acquired by the current owner's spouse in 2020 and is now offered by the seller on behalf of the owner with a clean Ohio title in the current owner's name. Factory silver pearl paint, but it's been repainted. Details include domed hood, flip-up headlights, chrome bumpers, all the stuff that we talked about previously, the replacement wheels. Simulated wooden grain steering wheel with 160-mile-an-hour speedo, tack, all the gauges. TRW pistons, a Rochester Quadrajet carburetor that was rebuilt, Clevite bearings, and the engine stamping is actually shown in the photos. Also an M21 4-speed manual transmission.
I'm going to go with the one for two reasons.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the first is the quality of the pictures.
I agree that the photography almost makes it look like a Matchbox car or a die-cast model, and that is represented through the entire photo suite. This is not an outlier photo.
Yeah. The other thing is that they said, fake wood grain, and I feel like any self-respecting resto job on the 66 would never use a fake wood grain, something so gauche. So
I agree that it's gauche.
Unfortunately.
Michael Graham says that that's a model. And the answer is the 63.
Excellent.
By basically
Yeah,
$120,000. And everything you called out here is, I think, exactly what happened. The first Corvette is representative of effectively an all-original vet that has just had little bits and bobs touched up and fixed. And somewhere along the line, the owner of the 66 vet said, what if we changed out some of these parts with better ones? What if we rebored the engine? I still don't understand that.
There's a lot of folks who are like, oh, it's worn down enough. 60s motors didn't last that long. I understand that the 66 is probably a very nice driver's car.
One of them is a collector's model, and the other is just a very nice old vet.
Yeah, and somebody who has a not nearly as nice old Pontiac in my garage, I get it. I guess I hope somebody gets that car and has a blast driving it.
Past tense. This is old auction. They bought it.
Yeah, I just hope that they get what they wanted.
Challenge point for
All
you.
Right. Excellent. I win another one.
You win another one. Are you at perfect record this season?
Yeah, thus far, yeah. No, I missed the first one.
We'll look again tonight.
I don't know how to count. So.
Let's get our shoat back into. Bum.
It's me.
Welcome. Any unexpected revelations there?
The luggage.
Look, man, dude owns 4 pairs of driving shoes.
But will all of those pieces of luggage actually fit in that car?
Designed to fit in that car. Designed to slot into. Right. Amazing. He understands.
But with a passenger?
Well, no, you don't put the luggage in the passenger. It's like, where do my kids fit in the Testarossa? It's a great question. All right, let's duck into it. I think.
Dude, the S is you can go.
I think that we should advance the session.
Which the chicane, the
They've had all the practice they need. Let's advance the session.
You'd be in 4th gear through there.
Can you punch it up on pod 4, please?
For a second.
Right. It's time to qualify.
Well, no, I go down to third just to get some drive out of it, but like, it's you can.
I don't know. They made
stab on the
they made
brakes, too,
a
'cause
lot
you're going so
of
fast.
different sets of that luggage. There's the
Every
3-bag
time I
version,
put
the
stab on
5-bag
brakes, I
version, the
spin.
4-bag version,
Oh, you're gonna wanna
and they
turn
do
that
it
setting
for different
Yeah,
Ferrari
you didn't-
models.
you
It's
didn't
well, I mean,
know that was
dude,
in the
you've had a
setting?
Porsche, you know the
Did you
crazy
load the
things they
baseline?
do over there. It's you can't just buy the car; you have to buy the brand experience.
Then did you load the baseline?
Oh,
setting?
we're seeing
No,
some
I didn't.
configuration
You should
changes
definitely do
going
that.
on here. Look at that.
What's it start at?
It's just baseline. It's just,
I think Space
like,
Punies
that's
wants
the
to get a
color.
little bit more
Or it's
downforce out of
dark.
his SF23 experience. That's going to be interesting.
It's
here.
low downforce by default.
Let's talk about what we're
I
doing,
don't know what it is by default,
because
but
I think we've got the thing.
load the baseline.
I need to go here. We are taking our SF23s back out onto the Charlotte Roval Shoat.
It's round.
But
it's
also
still round.
But also pointy.
And pointy. So like 95% of it's round. And then you have the other bits.
One of the things that we discovered during development of this season is that there actually isn't any real oval experience that you can take the SF23 to and not just spend it buried the throttle all the way in and gracefully taking the turns. And so we said, okay, if we can't have an IndyCar experience without going to a dedicated oval track, let's go find the closest thing. And that, for better or for worse, is the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval.
And then you ruin your fun with the chicanes, and then you got to turn.
But the cool thing about the Roval as a free track within iRacing is that it's so many tracks in one. You also get
so many.
The oval configuration, you get the road course configuration, you get the tiny little oval at the bottom of it, you get a full-on rallycross with Joker lap section in there. It's a really great track, and unfortunately, we're going to make everybody drive it.
Yeah.
If you go to the
I believe they are now in their solo qualifier, doing their best to make it count. Let's get us out of the way here and go to Pod 2, where I believe Space Punies has just entered his hot lap. Again, we make sure that everybody lone qualifies to minimize drama and have a relatively accurate grid position before we move into the real race. And of course, we don't allow AIs in the feature races since, well, I guess since Season 1. It wasn't really a controversial decision, but I think there's a place for AIs in feature races, not in something like this. And definitely not with damage turned on, because they don't really react like humans. I'm told iRacing is working on that.
Come on, any valid lap. There.
Oh my god, okay.
Abnormal. Starting to back.
The thing that confuses me most about
Probably
this
the
course
wrong
is that the driving line basically has you not be on the course for quite a bit of it.
Yeah, I
Okay. Well, also
just
there's
barely kissed the wall coming
there's
onto
logic
the-
there.
the
What is
oval.
actually legal racetrack for any given racetrack is determined by the racetrack, which is why when you open up some courses in iRacing in specific, but I'm sure in other racing software, there's often track notes about the idiosyncrasies of what the race marshals consider using all of the track, as it were, versus cutting corners.
If you don't have launch control map,
yeah, that runoff. You're talking about the runoff on the left, where you just use it.
Yeah,
as
so there's
track
the
yet?
runoff on the left, and then when you're re-entering the
so
Roval,
I
there was like a
actually
really sharp
swam this
painted
last
line
night.
that it
So
just has you
basically,
cut that entire corner.
Launch control.
Alan
you
points
can
out
set
that the
it to
Roval has
bite
the
point.
tricky pit exit,
When
and
you're on the
yes,
start,
that is correct.
you shift
There
it
is
into
the
first,
sharp 90-degree bend
physical
to
clutch
get out of
all
the
the way
pits,
down,
which is the
launch
hallmark of
control,
an excellent
button
AI
press.
experience
You
when
can
everybody else is
then
moving
use
at full
throttle
speed.
about
We're
halfway
seeing
or
some
so.
Pod 3
and then
button
when the green
configuration
goes,
here.
you let-
Goals, everything
let go
okay
of
up there,
launch
buddy?
Control, it'll go to the bite point, and then you can release the
fine.
clutch
That's
from
a
there.
thumbs up.
He's
I
fine.
even see a setting for launch control in the settings.
It's in,
Yes, there is launch control, but it's actually a rev limiter on the SF23. I don't consider it very useful.
It's on the main
mileage
drive
may vary.
page.
Traction control arm,
Yeah,
right?
qualified.
No, not traction control arm. It's not on
Oh,
like the
no.
regular controls page.
It's
on
the
a separate
drive
page.
Yeah, the very first page when you open the settings, the
They're
drive
they're
page.
they're gonna go
there's a
they're gonna
launch
go
trigger.
attempt to
Oh
hotwire
God.
their wheel
Yeah.
configurations in the middle of a
Yeah,
session,
it's-
which I do not recommend.
It makes it a lot
But
easier. You still have to be very gentle with the throttle and the clutch, but it's It makes it a lot easier.
I don't think that does what he thinks it does.
All right, I'm going to hit the button.
It'll be great.
Go for it.
Let us advance to the race. It is time.
Oh boy. All right, good luck, everybody.
What did you just
Godspeed.
Oh,
it's
what?
Oh
my God!
Could not resist the drama
Man, I was
of a Roval
really
parade
looking
lap.
forward to.
Man, I just
start
found
from
my
the back.
button. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Wonder will be
All the places
if it'll
to
be as
start us.
epic as the last time we had a rolling
It's a
start.
half lap.
This
isn't
is
it?
where stars are born.
Or no, I guess one to green. Oh yeah, it's a full lap.
Which one's
Little GT3 up there
Number 2
doing its
car.
duty.
Is that Tom? Are you blue and white?
Yeah, I'm blue and white.
I think they're orderly, so.
Big left.
Well, John like switched sides as soon as it started.
Oh, I did? Okay, I should be on the left then.
It should say on your
What
screen.
does it say right
It
in the
said
middle of
left,
your
but it
screen?
started me on like the right side of the asphalt.
Weird.
I thought, maybe.
I'm not sure if iRacing accounts for this, but if you do wiggles, it looks more legit.
Yep. Definitely doing something.
Wiggles. They can't help themselves.
The safety car is just kicking up all the dirt into my face.
Well, this is a form of launch control, really.
Honestly, I feel better about a rolling start because without rolling starts, I can just start at 4 and be fine.
Yeah, rolling start is definitely going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting, but it's
I just can't
Yeehaw.
get black flagged. I have bad luck with
We'll
rolling
see about
starts.
that.
Yeah, you just let the car go all the way in the pits.
There is so much dirt off the line. Oh, this is it? We start here?
No, we
Good luck,
still
everybody.
gotta go.
It did just say
around.
get ready, start lights, right?
Yeah, it did just flip to get ready start lights, so
Mine didn't.
Really? Mine didn't.
Yeah, mine didn't.
Yeah, same.
amusing. What we have learned is that racing games are very good and consistent.
Pretty sure
Mega
y'all
alerted
still
me
have a
my
pace
tires
car
are
up there
actively
holding
getting
you in
colder
check.
as we do this warm-up lap.
There are, bud.
Neat.
How is there already drama?
Whoa, whoa.
What's going on?
That's on me.
What the hell? Are you okay, Tom?
I'm trying to get up.
That's between you and your wife.
They made us do a whole lap from the chicane.
We're still doing it, man.
Yeah, we still got a whole nother half lap. Half-ish.
First chicane.
At least you have plenty of time
It just
to
feels way
reassemble
longer like this.
after my fuck up.
Every time I look and see the get ready start lights, it's just like sends a spike of adrenaline thinking I've missed the start already.
They've got a whole like
Also,
half of an oval
somebody
and
needs to
another
teach the
chicane.
pace
This
car how
is
to drive.
pure entertainment for me.
Good luck,
This is
everyone.
like in junior high when
They're
they
gonna start us literally in
they
the
give
middle
you
of
that
the chicane.
30-second questionnaire where like you only actually
I
have to
think
do
we
one
can
of them if
offer
you
a
read all the
universal
questions
I'm
first.
sorry from everybody to everybody.
Yeah,
Lo siento a todos.
What?
Oh my
the
God.
Fuck.
Green flag in the middle of the
Green
chicane.
in the chicane? What the hell?
Oh,
Get off my back.
goodness. Oh, goodness.
The forces.
That is the stupidest way to start a race I've
Holy shit.
Why?
Who in the
Good. There's an incident behind.
fuck greenlit that as the start of the rolling start?
God damn it, I'm stuck in the fucking
All
Death Star
right.
trench
How does
still.
this all shake out now that we're out in front? So Dr. Gould up in front,
We're not laughing
followed
at you,
by
we're laughing
Tom,
at the fact that what you
Knox,
said is really funny.
and Space Punies in the lead of the local drivers in position 3, and has begun his Roval in anger lap. Hot on the tails of Tom.
No way, they're gonna let us get onto the straight.
I mean, to be fair, there isn't really any straight until
A little
the first
jiggly through the
turn.
chicane. It's not as big of a deal at lower speeds, but you break the plane at the bottom at high speeds, you're going to lose all your downforce, or at least a good portion of it. Here's the section you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just running through the runoff. That's
Yeah,
legit.
and then the exit at the end here as well. Right here. It's like lines are optional.
I know in the Washington State driving code, blue lines are not illegal to cross. So
Insta death.
Yeah, I don't like driving behind you right now.
Goals had a rocky start, but he is picking up the pace and moving.
Yeah, I'm still figuring out how to get through that section quickly.
Yeah, sure are, bud.
Ooh, almost had it.
A little extra pepper on the exit there. That's rough. And has to wait for the safe pass. Super unfortunate. But Mr. Goat gets through safely. That could have been nuts.
Dude.
Through his chicane and off to the left-hander and into the infield. That part always scares me because it feels like the part where you enter the dirt part of the rallycross section, and you're like, what if we don't do that in a Super Formula? Actually, Goals did that earlier today. He took the SF23 out onto the rallycross section of Charlotte. It went about as well as you'd expect. Nope, not us.
With
There we
some
go.
knobby tires, they'd be all right. But with the slicks, it's a bit much.
I feel like the handheld remote has made me much faster at doing good changes, but much less accurate at doing good scene changes. We need a producer.
There's a lot of buttons.
Oh my.
We need a producer that's willing to work for nothing and be right 100% of the time. If that describes you, well, wait till the end. Following Mr. Goat in the 6th position, he is 2.5 seconds off of Michael Carr, a.k.a. Slackware. Very little breakthrough there. But taking advantage of all of that runoff. All that runoff between 4 and 5. I think I heard one of them bottom out back there. Should go figure out where that happened. Lots of shifting. Click, 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 click. Conan fighting with the wheel as he heads into, I want to say, turn 1 and turn 2. He is sitting in the 3rd position, 3.6 seconds behind Pod 2, which is Space Punies, and a further 6 seconds off of Dr. Gould up in front. This is, of course, represented in Space Punies display. We'll do a time lap check here shortly. That's a nasty turn in right there. I'm not a fan. It really wants you to bite that corner, but you can't take it too much in a flat car like this.
Somebody turned in a 103 just now.
I don't
Let's
think
go
that's the
find
line.
it. No, it's not here. It's not there. It's not here. And it's not here.
But 104s.
No, those aren't bad at all. With 13 minutes 50 on the clock, let's take a look. That is unfortunate. That's going to take Conan back a position, and BlueFlag is going to get that up on him. Obviously, for the positions tonight to really change, we need Ted Carter. Well, we need Ted needs to be further back for this to be contention for the podium here.
Holy crap, that lap.
Space Puny's out in front of the local drivers and trailing only Dr. Gould. Again, by about 10 seconds. We're seeing for the moment, with 12 minutes left on the clock, we're seeing a repeat of the positioning of race 1. Nice and smooth through the gap between 4 and 5. That uphill there giving you a little extra grip, and then you come back on the left and it's downhill, and the car basically begs you to slip. And out onto the oval to the first chicane. Crossing 175. Big on the brakes. Probably could have come in there a little bit tighter, but good exit.
Things I don't love seeing is my own tire tracks off into the wall.
Oh, we might be finding 103 here.
Very possible.
Oh, but a 102.6 turned in.
It's unfortunate he slipped that just right there at the last second.
Where are you finding 3 seconds?
104.1 is nothing to sneeze at. Following Mr. Goat into the first chicane. He's got 2 seconds of pace approximately here that he can pull. I was going to say he went into that faster than I would have expected, but he didn't really lose any time over it. Of course, the second chicane is the one that's going to matter right before the finish line. It's a rotten place to put a chicane, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think that explains the complaints from the drivers during the rolling start.
Carves a second off his time. Fastest lap for him. Good job. Space Puny still sitting at a 104.1 as his fastest lap. He is 13 seconds out of Dr. Gould. That number is not improving. Goals with some extremely aggressive cornering through
I don't
there.
think so.
Look at that.
Coming up behind you.
I'm looking at a 104 flat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We've got his camera masking his display there, but it looks like he is picking up time. Using all the track there. And Conan on the hunt for Ted. BlueFlag. He's got 9 seconds to catch that. And he is, of course, behind Space Puny and respectively Dr. Gould. Just over 10 minutes left on the clock. 104.9 is his best.
Still keeping it in the green, though.
Yeah, no, he is definitely improving lap over lap, but the gauntlet's kind of down. Nice and tidy through there, using all the course. Coming into turn 5. Big break before 6, and the elevation change back downhill. Lost a little bit of pace there. Haven't seen any overtake lights going off. Of course, I suppose on this view we wouldn't get one. The neat thing about the SF23 is there is actually an externally visible overtake light right above the driver's head under the air intake. It's just like a little green halo that goes off when the cars are overtaking.
Is that for other drivers?
Right, yeah, it's for other drivers and their crew and the fans and everybody to see what's going on. And then they blink when they're in recharge mode, and then they've got like a red rapid blink when they're about to reactivate. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Audience participation.
Yeah. What's interesting is that you'll basically never see it from the cockpit. Here's the thing. Conan right at the heels of Tom, a.k.a. Knox. All of the overtaking opportunities on this track are extremely dangerous, so he's going to have to find that magic moment. There goes the overtake. And now it is for real. 5% additional fuel flowing into that engine. The tiny little turbocharged Honda and or Toyota 4-banger.
Nice.
I think we're seeing green numbers up there on the pace. Let's see what he gets through the lap. It's going to be...
Least I could do.
104 flat. Look at that. Guess that 5% fuel flow means something, huh?
A little bit, but not making up that time on Tom. Still right around 1 second ahead.
I think it's important to note here that nobody on this show is slow.
This is true.
Everybody is kind of in that same zone of overtaking it has to be a well thought out and planned adventure.
John, you're doing great laps, man.
So you figured out how to fuck me up.
For a while I thought I could catch you, but now you're just running away.
I'm gonna make like liquid eyeliner and fuck myself up.
Space Pewdie's out in clear air. Mr. Goat 7 seconds out of Slackware. Conan biting at the heels of Knox.
Come on.
On the second set of overtake.
Fucking reeling you in, Conan and Tom.
As they say, he is leaving it out there all on the field.
Yeah, consistently, which is nice.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I'll have enough time to make it count, though.
It's fun. I can actually hear and see the haptics beating him up. Getting all that inside there. They say you cut the course. No, they don't say that. Not here. The urge to stamp on the gas coming out of that chicane is strong, but that is literally how you die in this car. 1:03.4.
But Tom pulling ahead a little bit to 0.3.
They are both flying. Cole's also with the 103 flat.
102.1, the fastest lap.
Almost disastrous. Okay, now properly disastrous. One of the super unfortunate aspects of these cars is getting 180 back around is a real pain in the butt. Conan?
That's the other 180.
They don't, pretty sure the FAA revokes your certificate for that.
Oh, you're on your roof. Oh, no.
Tragedy.
Back to the pits, buddy.
Oh. You were on
That's
your
not where
left
cars
quarter
go.
panel when I went by.
Yeah, it was. I didn't realize that the edges are so vertical that if you touch the upper wall, it just basically flips you immediately.
Graham would like to know if you have less grip in that configuration.
It's unfortunate the downforce makes you anti-gravity at that point, so...
Is that up force then?
Up force. What's up, force? Nothing. What's up with
the worst airplane you've ever seen.
So far.
Well.
Oh, nope.
Is lift. Now the drama detector moves on to...
I do great.
No drama here.
I am drenched.
Too fast for drama.
Dude, I am so sweaty.
Yeah, I'm so sweaty.
I installed a floor fan between my pedals, and I'm the happiest I've ever been.
I am a little concerned that
I was really pissed off
Dr.
after
Gould
that
may
race
be in a
start, so I just
lapping
stayed
configuration
quiet.
here. Is that what I'm seeing?
Got angry and somehow it's worked.
Yes, let the rage flow through you.
Wait, what? Hold on.
101.
Hold on. Who turned in a 101?
Panicked.
Derek is just setting down the fast laps there. No
Just
problem.
running away.
My guy's not telling me. What is it?
We unfortunately
He's
do
a
not have
101.9.
any relevant course records for the Charlotte Roval because nothing like this drives on the Charlotte Roval. We've got some
It's a good thing
some
damage isn't
old
on, 'cause I would
LMP
definitely
numbers
have
from a
suspension
different car
damage hitting all the
configuration.
walls.
We've got
Plenty of NASCAR numbers.
plenty of NASCAR numbers, a couple of GT numbers. We just don't have anything comparable here. What was the? I thought we saw we had something really like. Well, that's not this and this is not that. But if it was, that looks like a 101 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere in the 1 minute.
It's low, but not relevant. Oh, that's
Mr.
that's
Goat,
unfortunate.
no.
Fatigue starting to set in. I gotta stop pressing that button. I'm putting that button over here on another side. Completely failing to be my own producer
it's the
tonight.
BlueFlag.
Yeah, I'm coming
Terrain,
behind.
terrain,
There's a
terrain.
race going on, and I'm not.
Altitude, altitude, altitude.
Wow, I just demolished my car.
As long as it's not upside down, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah. It's
I
about
believe what we have here
exactly the time
is a lapping
during
situation.
practice just a minute ago where I crashed too.
Pushing hard on worn tires.
Space Punies still floating out here in the second position. Maximum lap, just a 103.9, proving once again that
Yes, 2.7.
reasonably fast consistency is kind of what wins ball games
Yeah,
here,
dude,
unless you're
nice.
an animal like
I'm
Dr.
just really
Gould.
happy to have got there. Whatever happens now happens, but
I mean, that's a different
I
kind of
was
consistency.
I suppose
playing
that's
with that
true.
102 for so long.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
tell
know
them all
that
at the end of the
close.
season that I've actually been putting his car 10% down
Still
performance
sucking
every
mid
race,
103s.
just to keep it honest.
Already on the last lap.
You're too far ahead, Tom. Your race is safe as long as nothing goes bad.
I don't think we're gonna see a ton of changes here. We're just gonna cycle through. Goal's now
I just took
turning
a
in a
midfield
102.7.
detour.
That's really impressive. Mr. Goat turning in a 104.2. Conan still sitting at 103.5. But there have been enough
On your left, on your left, on your left.
right in front of a Bank of America. They get your credit rating for that too.
Thank you.
Holy shit. I believe I swept tonight.
Did nice job.
You did.
Damn.
Come on.
This is a one-off for me.
We always knew you had it in you.
I believe we need to start talking about ballast in certain vehicles.
So sweaty.
And we've got
Charlotte
pods
Motor
1
Speedway.
and 2
Pain in the
across
dick.
the line. What a
I mean,
race.
but like not in a spinny way, just in a
No.
like, oh god, don't hit the
What a
wall.
race.
That is so much work. It's like, yeah, it's the only track we've done thus far in these cars that I didn't feel like
Yeah,
I
the
wanted
only
to
track
spin
that
all
I
the
didn't
time.
want
I do
spin
believe that
constantly,
is
but
the
there
second
was a
second
couple
place finish for Space
104s,
Beauties.
But I didn't crash
Yep.
once.
And
the entire
the
time.
second
Dude, I
first
was-
place
I,
finish for
like,
Dr. Gould.
I gave up trying to
And
chase
I
you down, like, could do
believe,
faster laps, but not
was that
quickly.
2 third place
gotta
finishes
hope
for
he screws
Ted
up
Carter?
and
Do
he
we have
doesn't.
Yeah,
repeat
I didn't
podiums
have
here?
one spin out on that.
That all of these
Yeah, you
names
did
do
great.
sound familiar.
We will
Yeah.
we will do the
Too
full
hard.
analysis of the situation in between teardown and the setup for the next episode. Obviously, we will have the full standings of our drivers, inclusive of their challenge points, plugged into the Discord general channel here in the next 20 minutes or so. But I do believe that after that heroic performance by everyone here tonight in Feature Race 2, we are done for the week. That is all the content we have for you, and so I will bring us to the final sting, the participation slide. Let's just go ahead and punch the clock out music button, and then get to a place where we can do it, which I think looks like. Let's just leave it there because we're about to exit out. Hey, this is a community project. We race with the community. We talk to our community. We source our news and other dev from the community. And we love to have you here watching, participating. And if you happen to find yourself with an iRacing rig of any quality and want to remote drive with us, especially for the cold open races, but even in the full leagues, we want to hear from you. And the Discord is, of course, the place where you do that, linked here and also in the description of the channel. And then finally, if you are a Seattle local and are willing to sign some documentation that proves that you do not have certain wanted statuses in certain nations, we would love to have you out for a local drive for a season. You come sit and ride in the bumpy chair, and we get to use your likeness on the internet, which is what we are doing right now. But until then, thank you for coming out to Tonight We Race. We will see you next week with the conclusion of Season 2, and then I guess we'll figure out what to do with all that flight sim gear afterwards. Take care.
We're flying?
Maybe. What I want to know is why the outro music isn't playing. Is that my fault? Is that the fault of
Boop? Boop?
Oh my God! Someone turned the volume all the way down. Ha ha! Music. Good night, folks.